We're live, good fellas. I'm about to drop a message in the broadcast channel on Instagram. Let me answer a WhatsApp before we start. Today we'll be talking about investment pens and what does that mean and what one should look after if they're looking to do an investment in pens. I'm saying hi to anyone that is tuning in right now. I hope you can hear me well. I hope you can hear me very good. Let me put this a little bit down. Here we go. Eric, how are you? Great to have you here. Give me a second. I need to answer on WhatsApp. We're about to start, guys. Don't leave. Anjum, great to see you. Eric, great to have you here. Leave a comment. I'm coming. Give me 30 seconds and we're starting. We're just waiting for everyone to tune in. Okay, we're almost ready to start, guys. Ed, how are you? Oh, what happened now here? Okay, wait. Okay, Ed, how are you? Great to have you here. Kirshe, great to have you here. Penplate is here. Roman, great to have you. Bodan from Ukraine, nice to see you. Great to have you all here. We're about to start, guys. Okay, so guys, today it's all about pens and pens as an investment. All right. You've probably seen my video that I published on, when was it? This Sunday. And by the way, also Sandro published a great video. Give me a second because I'm going to post it in the chat. So if you didn't have it yet, you can go check it out later on. Let me see if I find it. Yes, it's this one. Here we go. I'm about to post this one in the chat. Here we go. So this is my video, and Sandro, my dear friend and also business partner, also published a very interesting video, which he called Sell Me This Pen. And he is also describing why he's investing in pens. So I'm attaching the two videos. Save this too, have them up so you can watch them later. Let me close a little bit down here. I don't want this to become too hot of a place. All right, so are you ready to talk pens today? Kirsha, thank you. Yes, I did lose a bit of weight. Al Jawad, great to have you here. Greetings from Kuwait. You know what, guys? Put down where you guys are from. I know Anjum, UAE, Kirsha, Germany, but I'm not sure he's in Germany right now because I've seen some stories. Then we have Kuwait. Ed, what is it? Canada, USA. Eric Garcia sounds like it could be Mexico, Spain. George Lim from Singapore. Oh, Ed, of course, Yorkshire, UK. I remember you were in touch earlier. All right, so he's in Spain. I knew it. Bodan, Ukraine. Sandro, Switzerland. Sandro is in his beautiful car driving back home. I've just met him at our core, and we actually have a meeting at 5:30. But this live stream here will be almost 1.5 hours, so we have plenty of time to talk. I would say let's dive into it. Investing in pens. And while we talk, I write, because I'm sure also things will come to my mind. So I think criticism number one when we talk about investing in pens is that people say pens are not an investment, watches are not an investment, don't talk about it like an investment, they're meant to be used, and so on. True, and I would not treat watches as my main investment in my investment portfolio to grow my wealth. Also, because we're talking about small amounts. So we're not talking about I'm purchasing something for 30K and it's going to be, I mean, depends on which kind of pen. But let's say I'm not saying I'm purchasing something for about. Wait a second, sorry guys, because I have the live stream up here also to make sure that that everything is working. So it's not like you're purchasing something for 100K and it's going to grow over the next years and there's a whole market at this stage. But we also have to say, imagine if you would have purchased Daytona 20 years ago. Imagine you would have purchased specific Pateks, specific Journes, specific Acrivias, specific Urwerks, you name it. There's plenty of pieces that gained a huge amount of value over time because people were early on the journey. And still, even nowadays, when you buy a specific watch, then often the price remains. And that's why wealthy people purchase watches, because they know that, if they want to resell it, they can resell it. So you should not look at it like from a pure investment point of view, but we have to say that if you buy the right pieces, if you take good care of it, I would even say, even if you're using them on the long run, this pens will acquire a certain value, and we'll go over it why I think so. Actually, I need to write some things down. Today, what I want to do is browse through our page. We'll also go on eBay. I want to look at a few things. And actually, this is not merely a monologue that I want to do. So if you can interact with me, if you can put questions, I'll be very happy to interact with you guys to, have a discussion and really make this something exciting for people to see, to understand, and to have different point of views and to answer on questions, actual questions that you might have. Sorry, I just got a very important message, which you'll probably see later on. Sorry, I just got very, very distracted. So, yes, Sandro, that's right. That's right. Woo! You'll know about it very, very soon. It's not even related directly to me with pens. But sorry, this is part of the live stream. There's stuff happening. People texting me. It's just all part of it. It's not a normal YouTube video. It's also why this kind of live streams will be 1 hour, 1.5 hours, because we're just gonna have fun. Okay, like if we would be on a table and we'd enjoy some time together. The great thing about live streams and about also internet is the fact that we'll have the chance always to meet in store in Style of Zug, but like that we have the chance to have a discussion. So you know what, Eric started with a first question. As an example, why do you think the Einstein pen skyrocketed in comparison with the Leonardo or Gandhi? What was the impact it had? This is exactly the kind of questions I want to hear today. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Eric. You know what we're going to do? You know, guys, that I am very open, right? So we're not going to play games. I am bringing you over. So give me a second. Okay, can you see me? Let me see. I'm not sure you can see it. We're about to start. Okay, so Mont Blanc. Gandhi. Okay, let me see. Yes, looks like you can see it, right? I cannot see it right now in the live that I'm looking. Okay, now, guys, apologizing. Okay, so guys, are you still here? Apologize, but I have a very important message that I just got and I need to reply. Something that makes me extremely happy. Okay, so let's go here. Mont Blanc. So Gandhi, 3,000 pieces. Okay, so this is an interesting indicator. We're talking about 300 pieces. The Mont Blanc Leonardo da Vinci, and I'll give you my answer in a second. The Leonardo da Vinci, we're talking about, and I apologize if I don't know this all by heart. How many pieces are we here? Yeah, let's accept for now. How many pieces are with the Leonardo? Let's see if it's written. 3,000 pieces, yes, because it's a, and Mont Blanc Einstein. I told you these live streams are all about the reality of things. Okay, so it's real. It's happening right now. It should also be 3,000 people. 3,000 people, 3,000 pieces. Sorry, I got so distracted by what just happened. I'm so sorry. I knew that this is going to be a problematic live because of the info that I would get. I'm checking, but it should also be 3,000 pieces. Yes, 3,000 pieces. Okay, so let me get back to the question. Leonardo, 3,000 pieces. Gandhi, 3,000 pieces. Einstein, 3,000 pieces. What are the reasons that the Einstein skyrocketed against the Leonardo that still grew in value, and even the Gandhi grew in value, but like not that huge amount of value, but still not that huge growth. Well, the fact is that probably one of the matters that is very important is the importance and the relevance that this personality has in today's society. Okay, so Einstein is that iconic, also pretty, we all know the pictures of Einstein and the importance that he has as a scientist, and maybe a lot of scientists and people who are very knowledgeable and maybe have done university, have studied about Einstein, and this has brought them to buy the Einstein piece when they saw it. Now, Leonardo da Vinci is also a beautiful pen and also a wonderful, a very important personality, but Einstein is Einstein and Leonardo da Vinci is Leonardo da Vinci. We're talking about someone that has also had a huge importance. But what you cannot take for granted is also the look of the piece. So, for example, the Leonardo da Vinci is more technical, more edgy, a bit thicker, while the Einstein is just in terms of, let's go over it and check it out. Let's look at it. Look at the Einstein, the beauty of it. We have blue. You see blue with this beautiful clip with the hole in it, and then this wonderful silver barrel that is matte with silver finishings. It shows here 15,000 euro. This was a pen for 3,000 euro. And I tell you, I even had it for quite a long time at the store when it came out in 2012. If, for example, we take the Leonardo, even if they have the same limitation, it's also a beautiful pen, but I would probably just say aesthetically, the Einstein is just more beautiful. I don't know how you see it. So this is one of the very important things. How beautiful is the pen? When you're buying a piece and you want it to be also a piece for investment, the pen should just be beautiful. The pen should be something that you look at and you say, wow, it takes my breath away. Or sometimes also just saying it's polarizing. It's whether it's people find it beautiful or they find it awful. Like for example, the chaos. But then, for example, you see the chaos on the short run doesn't gain in value or not immensely. On the contrary, it was even slightly bit below the normal retail price than we had back at the time. It was also 2015, something like that. But so there is these nuances that one has to really be careful about. However, for example, if we take the chaos of Montegrappa, and I'm going a little bit all over the place, but try to follow me. The Montegrappa chaos is this one. It's the one designed by Montegrappa chaos by Sylvester Stallone with this skull on it and this incredible, you see, crazy piece. Very polarizing pen, for example. For me, this should be a pen that is already worth 12,000. It's not yet because it's polarizing. But attention, this pens here on the long run will be the most iconic one, will be the one that will really go through the roof. Now, again, you're asking me why the Gandhi has not gone through the roof like the Einstein, has not gone through the roof like the Leonardo da Vinci. It could also just be that the Einstein was purchased by more people who just used it, so there is less pieces that are new on the market than, for example, the Leonardo or the Gandhi, which was more for the aficionados, because also, for example, the Gandhi was the first one, so it was really for the collectors, really the collectors that jumped on it and just put it and left it on the side, and so maybe a bit more pieces are out there on the market. And, sometimes who knows? But maybe not even all pens have produced. I don't know. I'm just saying what I think could be the situation. Let me see what you guys are writing. Black screen. Okay. And I see customer Rushi in your 5 pen patch. New pen. No, this is part of the story and the important news I've got. So it's not like that. Al-Jawad, I'm an engineer and an astronomer. That's why I love the Einstein. So you see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're an engineer or an astronomer, you're probably also someone who's earning who has a certain kind of income. So you can afford certain pens. While, for example, the Gandhi might ended up in other kind of environments. Maybe it was purchased more for gifting and therefore has had less relevance on the market. So there is so many factors that need to be analyzed. The space timelines bending at the clip section is incredible, right? Recalling Einstein's general theory of relativity, just awesome. I totally agree. Eduardo Compagnoni, I usually have the pens engraved with my initials, which compromise with the resaleability when viewed as an investment, but creates a unique connection with it. What do you think? So I am not a big fan of engravings personally. Yes, this pretty much eliminates the resaleability, but hey, honestly, let's come back to it. Pens are meant to be yours and used and enjoyed, and there are pens that, let me go back full screen, there are pens that you might want to have just as an investment, and there might be pens that you want to have as everyday carries. If you buy a Le Mans, you can engrave it, and this is an everyday carry. This has almost no resale value because it's not really limited. Now, unless it's going to go soon out of market, maybe at some point people will be like, you know what? I want to find this exact pen. So how do I find it? Sometimes this kind of pens, what's interesting, like the Klein Blue, the Le Mans Klein Blue, which was this beautiful Yves Klein Blue edition of the Le Mans that was blue, that was matte blue. That pen you can't find. And the one who purchased it, they purchased it to use it. So there's very few new pieces on the market. And potentially, if I want to buy it as a retailer, I'd have to buy it to the full retail price and then resell it with a little margin. So you understand what's happening. Now, of course, also when it comes to investment pieces, what's also going to be very important that's going to happen, trust me, is to have a marketplace, a platform where to resell these pens. That's why I'm saying we're very early on the journey. You have the chance to buy pens at normal retail prices, which in a few years, there's going to be 10 times more people who will be wanting pens. Because trust me, pens will be a big thing. Not as big as the watch industry. It's not going to be a 50 billion industry, but it's surely going to be 10 times bigger than what it is right now. So that probably even means, still 10 times smaller in the watch industry, but the raise of awareness will be big. And we have sold in the last 14 months pens between 30 to 70,000, an amount of pens between 30 and 70,000 retail price that a few years ago I would have never imagined. So what I want to say with that, there's a lot of people which are starting to collect. They come from the watch industry, so they're very wealthy individuals who appreciate and understand the craft. They're not just wealthy. It's not about that. But when you start having a certain income, you start appreciating and spending more time also understanding the beauty of this kind of pens. And give me a second. There's a new... I can't believe it, guys. I will have to be a bit shorter on this live stream. I'm really sorry because I have a very important situation happening. You will see everything on my Instagram account. Okay, so stay tuned about that. It's happening. You'll see everything that is happening very, very soon. But I might have to shorten this down. But don't worry, we'll have many more live streams coming up. I want to do this 1.5 live streams more over and over again. Okay, so don't worry about that. So to get back at it, the market will grow. That means that if there are only 1,900 pieces of the Great Gatsby, they're gonna be all sold. There may be gonna be, let's say, 500 on the market to resell for some reason or the other. Someone purchased, doesn't want it anymore. Sometimes someone passes away and the collections get sold. That also happens. And so there's going to be that many pieces back on the market, but there's going to be 10 times more people who want the pen. And that's going to grow the value of the pieces. And imagine if this pen here costs 3,400. Honestly, if I really want this pen and it's sold out, I will probably be willing to pay 60%, 100% more just to own this specific pen. And, if the pen was just 2,000, I might be able to spend 4,000 just to own this pen. For example, let's take as an example the Pelican Green Ray. So let's see if what we have here, Pelican Green Ray on eBay. No, nothing, nada. So there's, look. There's one here, 10,000 US dollar. This pen here was something like 2,900. So let's say that 10,000 US dollar is not the price that's going to be sold. But trust me, this is a pen that if you can buy that 5,000 US dollar, you're good to go. This is a 7-year-old pen. You've probably doubled your money with it. Now, even if you've used it, if I really wanted and you have used it and the pen is in good condition, I can even exchange the nib. That's not even very expensive on this one because it doesn't have a specific nib. Look, you have almost a new pen. You can even send it into to Pelican to have it revised and have almost a new pen and have it also how to say? I hope you can see me, guys. Sometimes it's turning black, huh? Yeah, probably you can see me. So so you understand. There is a value in buying pieces that are limited, are beautiful, where there is a beautiful contrast of worlds melting into each other. In this case, there is German craftsmanship, an iconic model such as the Pelican M1000, merging with Japanese craftsmanship of Rodin, and that is what is absolutely incredible about it. Let's do something now. Let's go over to our website. Before I do that, let me see what you guys are writing. Eric, so following the impact on the personality, the upcoming member of Great Characters will have a piece of history inside the pen. Should that grow higher? The upcoming Mont Blanc Great Characters will have a piece of history inside the pen. Should that grow higher? Yes, potentially, yes. You want to know my personal opinion? I think every limited pen will grow in value because the website is still very small. Sorry, guys, give me a second. Okay. Everybody's texting me because of what's happening. So sorry. Here I am. Yeah. So I was saying, I think any limited edition, 4810, 19, whatever, 3,000 pieces, whatever it might be, 123 pieces, 500 pieces, when it comes to the pen of the year, these are pieces that will have to grow over time just because they're not being reproduced. And if you want this exact piece, go find it. Now look, for example, Imperium Romanum or the Samurai of Graf von Faber-Castell. I have a list of people who want that pen. I cannot find it. I don't know where to find. I know some customers and collectors of mine who have it, but they're not willing to sell it. Why? They only did 500 of that piece. So what are we going to do? Nothing. There's just none on the market. When someone is going to come out with that one, the piece was 3,700 Swiss francs retail price. Someone is going to come and say, look, I'm willing to sell it for 5,500. The one who wants to buy it comes and buys it. Yes or no? It's fair. I mean, maybe he purchased it because he wanted to have a piece of art displayed somewhere in his office, or maybe he got it as a gift and didn't know what. There's plenty of reason why this pen get purchased and sold and get sold, and where they land. And that's how they come back on the market. But then there's a market of people who actually understand these pens and appreciate these pens, and they really want specific pieces because they can relate to the object. Now, you can imagine, why did the Samurai was so crazy? Why did the Imperium Romanum was so crazy? Those are two topics that I think every one of us appreciates, loves, can relate to, has learned about it in school. We have these emotions that we connect with it. That's why they have grown on value. So no, wait a second. Maybe okay. So I'm gonna tell you why. If you followed me on my journey, then you know that I'm a very good friend with Ardon Yashari, and I'm also a big AC Milan fan. And this just happened. It's official, so I can show it. Ardon Yashari has just finalized his move to AC Milan, and I just got this message, and I'm very proud. I'm very happy. I cannot believe it. The fact that we're so friends with Ardon, and I followed him on the journey since he was at FC Lucerne, and now he went to Club Brugge. He became the best football player of the Belgian league, and now he did the move to AC Milan, which is the team of my heart. This is totally by chance, of course. It's just incredible, and I just got a message directly from him telling me that it's done. So I'm very happy. I'm very proud, and it's incredible to see. I have got a message. You see that this one was made. And when Fabrizio Romano, if you like football, then you know that when Fabrizio Romano texts this, then it means it's done. So very happy about this. This is all what it was about, and that's why I have to cut, because I need to give a call and to finalize a few things. You'll see everything on Instagram and so on. So, guys, by the way, I'm not trying to do FOMO. I'm trying to build logic behind why certain pens are investment pieces, and understanding what makes it special. So you know what we're going to do now? We're going to take 15 minutes to go through our website and see some limited editions and why I think they're going to grow in value. Okay, so we start with this one. I've talked about this one in on the YouTube video. This is the Sovereign M1000 Maquier Goldfish, 4,300 francs. Now, logic. Okay, let's use the logic. Somebody texted me, I thought you were getting married or so. No, I am married already, so I'm all good regarding that. I'm happily married, but yeah, there's, life keeps on coming with exciting things. So let's get back to it. Maquier Goldfish limited edition. This is 123 pieces. 123 123 pieces. Maquillé, hand painted by an artist. This pen is highly undervalued. This pen here, in a few years, if they do a correct calculation, I'm sure that Pelikan is not doing a correct calculation, because there's so much work to bring such a pen on the market. It doesn't make sense, the calculation that they do for 4,200 francs. So we have one piece available. I've proposed to 2-3 customer. They didn't want to jump on it. We're good. Sometimes, these are customers that are purchasing on a weekly level and very expensive pieces. So sometimes they tell me no. And so we've just put it on the website. If you're watching this, honestly, this is a safe one. This is a pen that retail price should be at 6,500 francs, just by calculation, by logical, economical calculation. If you then take into consideration that it's an M1000 Maquillé goldfish that is iconic for Namiki and for Nakaya, especially for Namiki. If you then take in consideration that it's the same M1000 like the green ray in Rodden, 4,200 francs. This is a pen that's going to be worth between 9,500 and 13,000. Pretty sure. I would love to buy it for myself, but you're not going to believe me. I don't feel like let's see. I hope you can. Oh, you can see the screen. Give me a second. Let's try this again. Can you see the screen now? I hope you can see the screen now. Just text me, guys, if you can see the screen now. I'm also going to go on YouTube and see what is going on. It's all part of a live streaming, huh? Okay, perfect. So sorry, guys. So I apologize. And thanks for texting me. Very good. So I was saying, this is a pen that there's no way that it's priced at 4,300 francs. And it's supposed to be 6,500 just in retail price for the amount of work. Imagine shipping the parts to Japan, getting it back, assembling only 123 pieces. It's so ridiculous. It's such a small amount. There's a calculation of human work that goes into it. These companies have to survive, but they treat this right now a bit scared. So it's like the watch industry 20, 30 years ago. They didn't know that they had this power and that these watches would sell, so they would price them a bit lower. This is a pen, in a few years, the perceived value will be so high for all the reasons I've mentioned. It's goldfish, like Namiki of Seikishida, like Nakaya. It's very near to Japan as a topic. It has the handcraft. It's only 123 pieces in the world. It's an M1000 of Pelikan, which is an iconic design. This Japanese and German craftsmanship melting together. That's why I think that this pen here will absolutely crush it in the next year. And I do see this pen gaining value at 9,000, 13,000. Let's go down. Pac-Man. I'm not sure this is a limited edition. It's a limited edition. So this is a pen that I personally love. I really, really love. I'm going to buy it for myself. I'm not sure it's going to grow in value, but it's fun. It's cool. It represents me because it's a bit, crazy. And yeah, Mono no Avare, 100 pieces, Tamenuri, which is a technique that people love usually. Let me always check that you're seeing it. 2,750 Swiss francs, easy one. And if you take this, you put it on the side as part of your collection. Again, there's pens that are meant to be used, Design 08, a very normal Urushi. Even this one, a lot of people that purchase this one to use it. But it's also a pen that you can just own and have there and enjoy as part of an art collection that you own. 100 pieces in the world, definitely a piece that's going to grow in value, because what is 100 pieces? The watch industry and the car industry at prices between 70,000 and 1.5 million do not even start with a project. Here we're talking about 100 pieces priced at 2,750. Now imagine this piece gains relevance because of a YouTube video and so on, and people are like, yeah, I want to have this pen, but there's none on the market. Oh, one pops up on a marketplace, 3,500. I'm gonna buy it. Bam, you already have a 20% return on investment. Are you going to get rich of it? No, you're not. But your money is put safely in a place. Let's not forget, the pen industry has been built on limitation. It became a personal luxury when it shifted with the De Medici and with the Dragon of Montegrappa, and they became limited edition jewelry pieces and works of art. Let's go further. Jimi Hendrix, 1,142 pieces, rollerballs. Now, probably, sorry, I'm not saying your questions, by the way. I'll come back to you guys in a second. I just want to go through a few more pieces. Jimi Hendrix, limited edition rollerballs. Rollerballs, I don't have an opinion. A lot of people buy the rollerball limited edition to use it. I'm not sure how the market will develop for rollerballs. I have the feeling that it will develop very well for rollerballs, but I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure if people in the future will say, no, if you buy a pen in a certain price range, it must be fountain pen. But honestly, I'm also saying once the 1,942 fountain pens are sold, the only next thing you can do is have a rollerball. And rollerballs are very useful pens to own and to have and to use on a daily basis if you're a businessman. Let's also look at it from a point of view where we're not just purists, but also just lover of owning a beautiful item. It's not only about being purist and fountain pens only and so on, but it's also just saying, I love it. It makes a statement. It's something that must be part of my wardrobe, of my outfit. Bam. Then, Homage to Brothers Grimm. 1812 fountain pen, also another crazy piece. We even have one in stock that's crazy. I thought we had sold it. Look at the beauty of the pen. Look at the three-dimensionality of the pen. 1,812 pieces, 4,400 francs. So it's even less pieces than the Jimi Hendrix. These are the normal retail prices of Montblanc, by the way. And this is a pen brand new that we got from Montblanc with box and paper. I mean, Brothers Grimm. Okay, it's not the most mainstream topic, but it's just a piece that is impressive. I don't know if you agree, guys. It's impressive. I look at it and I'm like, wow, what is this? I want to have this pen. So, easy. Of course, you don't have to have all the pens that are, being put on the market. Goethe. 1,235 pieces. Here we usually talk about like 15,000 pieces in the world. So it's a pretty big limited edition, so there's a lot of pieces in the market. What should I say? I'm not sure how these pieces will develop. I think these are safe pieces to own, to use, and still, have something that someone will probably easily drop 900 francs. And imagine you use it for 3 years and want to resell it used, but in good condition. Then I think if you've lost 500 francs on it in 3 years, I mean, it's still your money. You haven't lost your money. It's not like it's not like a vacation. I mean, vacation, you never lose money on vacation, because when you buy emotions and the experiences, you're never losing on it. But I mean, maybe you lose 500 francs. Maybe you don't lose 500 francs. Maybe you lose only 200 francs. Maybe it has sold so well that you can resell it for 1,500, which is a small amount for such a beautiful limited piece that is not on the market anymore. Maybe you'll be able to resell it for 2,200 francs. I mean, I don't see where the risk is, and that's why I think there are a good, investment. They're a good place where you put your money and you build a nice portfolio of pens that where you also kind of potentially speculate that in the future they might grow. Let me come back to you guys real quick. I want to see what you guys have to say. Ed, Pelican Goldfish, beautiful pen. I agree. To ink it, what will that ruin? You asked, can't wait to receive my mono no avare, but should I want to ink it, will that ruin the potential resale value? A little bit it will, of course. I have to be very honest, but use it. You never know what tomorrow brings, and maybe I would not tell if you're buying a $6, $7, $8, $20,000 pen and it's one of your only pieces in that range, I would say don't ink those right away. Just start with the 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 franc pieces, and then you grow from there. But honestly, yes, use it and enjoy it. The Vermio, this one, you mean? I'm not sure if you're referring to this one. If I was allowed to mention that the Mont Blanc Great Master will be this year, yes, no, we're not. I'm not allowed to say what it is, and I cannot wait to see to tell you what it is, because it's a stunning piece, stunning piece. May I ask how the VAT and import would work with the UK? As for my own workings, which could be wrong, I think you've priced certain pieces even with the charges lower than the manufacturers. I'm not sure about that. But we on our website, when you go on checkout, you're going to see the price including your VAT, and we pay the VAT at DHL, so you get no additional charges. So that should make the whole operation very, very smooth, and we decided to do it this way, and it's been very successful until now. Now I want to show you here a pen that I think is highly undervalued. I've shown you on YouTube the other version of this one, and I'm talking about the Around the World in 80 Days limited edition 811. That's the newest one. We're talking here about 18 karat gold elements, solid gold elements, 925 sterling silver, and only 811 pieces at 8,200 francs. 811 pieces is such a small amount for Mont Blanc. We're getting into almost the high artistry area where it's 33 pieces that are then at 25,000, which is a complete different price range. These are pens that, if you're trying to invest, I think you should take into consideration. It's Around the World in 80 Days, which was a very successful edition. It's a beautiful pen, very solid, heavy. It looks like a piece of art. The ones that we have at Style of Zug are still sealed. Look at the beautiful nib that we have. Details. Details, details. Look at this. Incredible. So let's check another one. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, we have a lot of Mont Blanc here, I can see. This is also on 333 pieces. Yes, it's 26,000, but 333 pieces. You wait a few months and you'll see what's going to happen. Not a few months, but a few years, and you'll see what's going to happen. This is another one. Petrified wood. 2007. They've done around 1,500 pieces of this one, 3,100 Swiss francs. This is ridiculous for this pen. It's ridiculous for this pen. Trust me. A 2007, that's an 18-year-old edition. It's just under the radar. People haven't noticed it yet because the market is still small, but it's growing. When people get into the pen of the years, they start seeing, hey, what is this pen? What is this pen? What about the 2007? Oh, beautiful. They start all going on the 2007. Suddenly there's none on the market, and you purchase one at 3,100 Swiss francs, a pen that is easily going to be worth 5,500. I am guessing, I'm talking to you guys like a collector, like someone who's also heavily invested in pens, business, but also privately. I have around 50 pens over there. That's how I would look at it. I look at the piece. Is it beautiful? What is the topic? How's the limitation? What is the materialization? How many features do we have that we can talk about? And then I make my consideration of saying, that's a good piece to put my money on. Now you're asking me, well, but are you using the pieces? I have almost 10K worth of pens in my hand here. They're both inked. They're inked, used, they're mine. If one day I want to sell them, I don't know what the market will bring. How is it going to be? This one looks, honestly, if I clean it, looks like new. There's no scratches. The surface is extremely well made. Even this one, if I look at it, there's a little bit of usage, but and I've been using it, bringing it everywhere, all the time. So, yeah. I truly think that even if you use it and you keep the box and you keep the papers, that's very important. Always keep everything that you have. Keep it. even the outer carton box if you're going to keep everything, so you can always resell it like that if you want to resell it. Look, I'm talking about this because we don't have to be silly. People are saying, yeah, but you should not look at the resale value. But these are the exact same people who then buy pens and watches, which have a growth in value. So, at the end of the day, people also like to be a bit snobbish and say, oh, no, but then at the end, they buy Patek, they buy Rolex, and so on. So at the end, we're all looking also to purchase things that hold a certain value when we're spending that amount. So, it's at the end of the day, not everyone likes to admit it, but we like to put our money on things that we know will have a certain appreciation. Unless it's something where we say, this is just a pen that I love to write with. This is just a pen that I love to write with. I do not care about it. But when I'm starting to spend 3,000 francs, I'm on one end of my brain says, okay, I just want to use it. I don't care. On the other end, I'm saying, hopefully the market will keep its value, because in case a disaster in my life happens, I can still resell these 2 pens and get a certain amount back. I always tell to these people, man, if you have this kind of problems, and trust me, we all wish we had a bakery and we have bread to eat, because it's going to be the end of the world. So it's also, we're always going for a worst case scenario, which is never actually going to happen. So yeah, I'm also not buying pens for a resale value. I'm buying pens because I appreciate the craft of pens. But we also have to look at the thing like they are, where the market currently is, where it's headed. I think it's a great moment to buy great pens. I've shown you a few pens that I think are absolutely great. I'm sorry for this. And I think, that there is a huge chance that a lot of these pieces will just skyrocket. Guys, unfortunately, I have to cut here because I need to head out, and you'll come on my Instagram and discover it. What's going to happen, what is happening. I truly love being with you guys. Thank you so much. And trust me, I have more live streams coming next week, the week after. So I want to stay with you guys 1.5 hours, 2 hours. The thing is that I was almost about to postpone, but since I didn't know when the news would come in, I said, you know what? I'm just going to do the live stream, because I'm sure nothing is going to happen in that hour. In the minute that I start, I get the messages from everywhere about the news that I was waiting for. So I need to head out. But thank you so much. Yes, until next week. Who knows? If I'm back on Friday, I might even decide to drop another live stream on Friday. I want to do this as much as I can. If I have time to be in touch with you, the ones who want to join, they can join. This wasn't meant to be pushy at all. I'm sharing information as I have it, what I think. I'm always very happy to hear what you have to say, and at the end, I'm sure we'll always come at the great conclusion. Think about what we've talked about, and we'll talk about pens as an investment also in the next following weeks. Go check out those 2 videos that I was talking about, the one that I did and the one of Sandro. And stay tuned for all the content that is coming up in the next weeks. And thank you so much, guys. Love you. Bye.